It's made our students very proud of belonging to Crown because of these achievements. Every time I work with this group, is essentially they have so much experience about the real world that you don't have to explain much. They know, and they know how to make it happen.
So I was part of the first class of Crown College, 1967.
I came to UC Santa Cruz because I wanted to be part of an educational experiment. They were trying something new, young faculty, the opportunity to interact on an intellectual level, and it was counterculture as well, and I was counterculture. I actually had even long hair then.
There was undergraduate research. There were interesting majors. There were, you could live on campus.
There were no grades.
There were no grades.
The pass-fail system was totally enchanting to me, that people came here to study, not for a grade, but to learn. One television.
One television. We were all thrown together as pioneers to create a new voluntary community, and it was extraordinary.
It's shocking, really, that it looks so much like it did when we came here.
It's very clear to me that they feel completely privileged to be at Crown at the time that they were here. And they feel that it empowered them to have these really fulfilling careers. And now they want to give back.
We had come up one day and ran into some students, some Crown students, and I think they were really curious about that, like we could have been here 50 years ago and that we were still alive. And so we took this walk through the dorms, and it's like, oh.
No study room.
Yeah.
No place to just hang out.
And the dorm rooms were doubles. They're now triples. The lounge on each floor was a lounge that we shared as a big space. No, that's now a triple, maybe even a quad. There was no study space.
It really sunk in what these students were going through. So when the call came for, hey, how about doing something for the library?
Yeah.
I was excited by that.
There was practically no books. The space was really kind of run down, and they thought maybe we should just revitalize it and really design it in a way that's looking into the future.
Oh, I spent so much time here.
Everything can be reconfigured, so it can be set up for a larger group, and that was the idea, make it really flexible for single study or group study.
Right. If you wanted to study with other people, there was always a place that you could find. And so oftentimes you didn't have to leave your dorm. And at the time of the remodel of the library, it's like, okay, this is one remaining space that still has been dedicated to this meeting for students. And then upgrading the internet so that the connectivity up here was better, because they needed it.
Even more important than the funds that we collected is all the connections that were made by calling their friends, reconnecting with them, explaining what this was about. So they really built a network, and they discovered that they had a lot of fun working together.
That's when we formed this group. It was a voluntary formation of a group that would work with Manel to support his efforts, because we all have enormous admiration for him.
One of his points is that if students are part of a community and they have a sense of community, they're going to do better in their studies. They will have a higher graduation rate. They'll get through in 4 years rather than 5 and 5.5, all of which cost money. And so we've essentially say, fine, we don't know what the answers are, but these other people do, and what they need is money to implement those plans. That's where we can help.
The 50th anniversary of the first graduating cohort, that took it to another level.
We really wanted to provide an extraordinary experience for people who could make it to the reunion.
We said, no fundraising, we'll do that later, and if we're successful, the money will follow. And we all three totally believed that, and I think that's what happened.
They spent months getting and curating their mailing list, building a website. They made focus groups for the events. Essentially, they did the work that it would have taken a team of professionals to get done, right? And they did it for free. They really owned the project. I mean, they said, we're gonna raise $1 million, and they did.
We were given a heck of a lot. And for the other alumni out there, you were given a heck of a lot. And you can give back. But the interesting thing is, you're going to get back even more. Not so much maybe in terms of money, but in terms of the connections, being with young people and working with younger people, seeing other views. These are all what keeps you alive and keeps you vibrant. And it's a great experience.
I nominated Lisa, Sue, and Jim for the Fiat Lux Award because through their incredibly generous effort, they're having a major impact on the university as a whole, putting the colleges back on the map for the academics.
For me, I just feel like I got the education of a lifetime. You can't replicate what we had in the 60s, that's not going to happen, but you can provide students with opportunities that build resilience and confidence and care that can be done in a lot of different creative ways.
We think we've set down some good footprints if anybody wants to follow. So I'm speaking to volunteers out there. You can do this and you won't regret it. And the end is making a real difference for students. That's what it's all about.